Hello, hello, welcome. We are trying to get all our videos in because we are just hot off the presses from a
Yeah.
press conference that lasted a little longer than planned. So we're coming to you at 1 o'clock instead of noon, but it's okay. We are here for you guys on Fridays so that we can be live and give you the information that you need to know for our Black Belt newscast.
Yeah.
I am Cindy and I am the publisher. And that's Todd, and he's the reporter. And I may have lost his signal. So you still have me. I always like to say that our stories that we're going to talk about come from blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. And if you want to send your news and let us know what's going on, send it to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We cannot be everywhere, so we would love to have your help to cover all the things important in the Black Belt that we may miss, that we may not be at, because this is a community effort to do this news network together. And you be the voice, and you tell us what you've got going on. And sign up for our daily newsletter. It comes out at 3 o'clock every day, and it is the best way to get all the headlines, what's going on, uh, and and it's free. All of our coverage is free. We do that taking donations.
Yeah.
So you can make a donation at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. In the right hand corner, it says donate now. So that is the best way to keep this content free for everyone and keep us going in the direction of filling this news desert in the Black Belt. And Todd's back with us now.
Yeah,
Yay.
I'm back.
I know, man. It's hard with our internet in the Black Belt.
It is. It is.
Well, I always forget to say this every week, but we can take your comments. So you
Yeah.
tell us what's going on, and you can comment to us wherever you're watching us, YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, and we can see it and answer you if you have questions about something we're talking about, or if you want to know more information. Most of the information, if you need more, is at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, where most of our stories are posted, if they are already, because one of them we're going to talk about is so fresh. It hasn't been written yet.
It hasn't even been written yet. Exactly.
Now, this one was a popular story this last week for us. Is looking at the incorporation of Selmont community. Tell me about that.
Well, Selmont for decades has been a very close knit community just over the bridge from Selma. It's literally where the bridge starts at the Voting Rights Museum, about 3 miles towards the Pine Glen community, and they now want to become their own city. And it looks like they're well on the way to doing it. The interview that is up now, you can listen to Eris Williams and Dr. May Richmond talk about all the preparation. And see, this even includes Craig Field, Selmont does. So they talk about all their preparations. They talk about what it's going to take to become a city, and the fact that they are well on their way to getting all those signatures on the petition. And now that the weather is breaking and getting better, they should be able to complete that. And hopefully by the end of this year, or before the end of this year, Selmont will be one of will be Alabama's and Dallas County's newest city, which again, a city, or a community becoming a city is not something you see every day.
No, and there's a lot of complications to that. If you check out our city council story from this week, the Selma City Council actually had a discussion about what to do with the fire responses in Selmont. There's been an increase in calls, and they are saying that a lot of that is them responding to calls that are very expensive. And so they would like Selmont, the city fire department, to pay for the trips they're making over there. So if they incorporate and get some of their own tax base coming in, they could see those tax bills coming in for the response for police and fire. So we're curious to see how that division comes up. A lot of incorporated areas do still use the county or city services that are near them. They just pay for it. So very curious to see how that goes.
And we watching.
Yep. So the hot off the presses is that there was a Jubilee press conference at 10 o'clock this morning talking about what's coming up for the bridge crossing Jubilee. That's the first week of March. And it's a big draw to the Black Belt, especially Selma. So tell us about what they decided today or what they announced.
Well, they talked about some of the folks that are going to be honored. Of course, right there at the foot of the Edmund Pettus Bridge in the Song of Selma Park, Hank Sanders and his wife, Faya Ture, held a press conference and said that there's going to be a number. First thing that they were pushing real hard, the theme is Boots on the Bridge, and they want to include a lot of stuff for kids. So there's going to be a lot of children's activities. There's Faya Ture talking about it right there. Mr. Sanders, Senator Sanders, talked about some of the folks that will be honored. Famous civil rights attorney Fred Gray is going to be honored. He's 96 years old, so they want to do it now. Dr. Bernard Lafayette, who came to Selma in 63 and who's been on the front line ever since. And Attorney General Keith Ellison of Minnesota, all honored during this year's bridge crossing. They also have a special line dance that they're going to do. Adults and kids alike are going to be invited to do this line dance that, believe it or not, Faya Ture wrote the words, and Reverend Martin right there dancing with her. I can't find my note. He actually, Martin King wrote the music. So it's a home-produced line dance and song, and everybody that goes, I think it's March 7th is going to be the free day with all the music, and they're going to do the line dance. So make plans. That's the latest on the Jubilee. And they also said, believe it or not, there's going to be even more press conferences to let us know what else is going on.
Well, I would ask them to give us more than a day's notice. It'd be really awesome.
Yeah.
But yes, we want to know who and what are coming, because sometimes at this point we will know if it's a president or a vice president. So we will not see that this year or the next 3, but we could see lots of other folks, because it is an election year for some of those elections, some of the national and statewide elections. So we will see. All right. So big news in Selma, and I think it's funny, but it's always big news, is talking about the garbage contractor. Garbage has been an issue, as many will say, since the Smitherman administration. So Martin Contractors has been picking up trash, even though it's different cans with different names on it, for the last couple of years, but not under contract. They have been billing the city somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 a month for the pickup, because there's many that citizens aren't paying their garbage pickup bill. And it's because there's no contract or a really good agreement. It's just rolling over to the city to pay any of the delinquent ones. So Mayor Johnny Moss III spoke to Rotary for the State of the City address, and he had mentioned, and then in the council meeting this week, they are doing an RFP to put out a request for proposals for a new contractor, and going to do this for 2 years, with the goal of raising enough funds in that time so that they can buy the needed trucks and do the service in-house again. So City of Selma wants to do it in-house, but they're going to need to do contracted services for another 2 years. The big discussion in this also is putting the billing for garbage on the water bill. That's how they get it in the city of Demopolis. Right. And they think it would be logistically an easier way to get everyone to pay. It seems that the logistics of getting that payment has been the challenge all these years. So we will keep you posted as that RFP goes live, and then when they select the contractors. We know you guys really care about that. All right.
So we'll be watching that, and we'll talk trash again before it's all over with.
We'll talk trash many times. All right. Demopolis could be getting a new housing development off of Mariah Avenue, which is right by me now. Let's see. So it's been an interesting they had one other development that wanted to come here that was kind of like tiny homes, and it didn't go well. So the developer was not very responsive, and in the end, the city severed ties with that project. But not far after, because that was only in October, uh, this is called the Mauvilla Trailer Park, now has a plan for single family homes and duplexes that went to the Demopolis Planning Commission on February 10th. That's this week. And they're kickstarting that program, saying we really like this and want the city council to review it at their March meeting. So staff and everybody's going to look at the plans before then. These are single family homes will be 1,400 square feet, something like that. And the prices of the homes will be about $250,000, which is a really good price point. And there won't be any chance of any mobile homes there, because that has been a moratorium has been put on those. But new housing and just housing in general is talked about a lot in the Black Belt, being needed, especially affordable housing. Demopolis complains about the need for housing big time because they've added the healthcare high school.
Yeah.
And because of the expansion of Highway 43. So that they have engineers and folks working that project that need to live here and have had trouble finding places to live. So there you go. There is a discussion of a new housing development in Demopolis, and we'll keep you posted on its progress.
I remember when that was the Mauvilla Trailer Park. I hope they do put houses there. It'll look a lot nicer.
On my walk every day. All right, let's stay in Demopolis and talk about the fire department.
Oh, man, I'm going to tell you something. The Demopolis Fire Department is really growing, and they have got so many good things going on for them. I got to sit down, and this interview is now up on our website, blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, with Chief Russell and Alazia Neal, the first female firefighter. She talks in the interview all about her desires and what she wants to do. Chief Greg Russell talks about this new truck, which is a water carrying truck, and it has a water shooting gun up on top that they have not had before in Demopolis, and it's going to help fight fires. He talked about the new building that's going to go in right there that will take the place of an old house that had been there for 100 years, and literally may have been there that long, but it's a great interview with them. I will apologize for the audio. We did it outside, and it doesn't sound great, but the information is there. You need to go listen to it. It's at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, and a lot of good stuff. You're going to fall in love with Alazia. She's an amazing young lady. So go watch that on our website.
Yep, first female firefighter, and she talks about how she can't wait to actually meet with the high school and encourage and mentor others that might want to become firefighters.
That is so positive and so promising. I love to hear that.
Yeah. All right. One more in Demopolis. You guys have a lot going on in Demopolis.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So the city of Demopolis is talking about funding the school athletics program. Not a huge amount of money, but they're talking about contributing $1,500 to the school's athletic department. And I was going to show. So this is some video of their football, which is really popular, just like it is everywhere in all of our communities. And it is an interesting idea, a city funding some of the school athletics. But it will be brought up at the next city council meeting after city councilman, and this is one of our new council members, Hugh Overmeyer, asked for it to be placed on the agenda. Actually, it's going to be on the February 19th meeting. So that's going to be coming up. And one of the things that he says is because economic development, survival of small little communities like ours and rural communities is got to have a good hospital and a good school system. And they think this will help, bring in more people interested in coming to, I came to Demopolis for the schools too. I guess you could say it works. To spend money to help them improve their facilities. And there was talk also about funding going to women or girls sports to boost that option. It's always good to have kids options for them at school. It gets them excited and encourages them to come to school.
Right.
And enrollment is how you get your funding.
And another thing too is a lot of those athletics, football, cheerleading, all of it could lead to scholarships to college for some of these kids that choose to go to college. And then maybe after that a career, you never know. But at least it could get them to college if they choose to do so.
Right. So we will keep you posted on whether they approve spending the $150,000. There's a little bit of talk in town about, well, couldn't that go for road construction or something else? But it is the discussion worth having. So we'll keep you posted on how that goes.
That's how you figure it out, is talk about it.
Hey, let's go to Perry County.
All right.
We really love this story, and you guys too, about a doctor that is filling the medical gap in Perry County. And I'm going to tell you about her. This is Dr. Laura Lishman. And so she moved to Perry County to go to Judson. And once she was there, she never wanted to leave. After she graduated, she did leave, but she came back because she thought this is where she felt the most comfortable, and because she wanted to offer prenatal care and primary care to people in need in this community. So she works through Cahaba Medical Center, the clinic there, medical care. Mm-hmm. And so it's at the location where there used to be a Dollar General in Marion. It's kind of near the train depot.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Washington Street. It's on Washington Street.
Great little area. And so it's based, Cahaba Medical is based in Centerville, but they're investing in having this here, knowing that they call it their frontier program, which I think is fun.
I like that.
Well, but Dr. Lishman tells us that, this is it's hard to treat people when they don't get seen by doctors very often. And so when you're making a baby, if you've not had health care, whether before or during that pregnancy, it can be really challenging for that pregnancy. So she really loves the idea of being here to provide OB care, make sure there's no complication. And they will send you to a hospital nearby. UAB, vans can take patients if you need to specialists. So they have transportation options. It's a really great story, doing really good on our blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. If you want to go see, she actually grew up in Chicago, in a suburb of Chicago. Here's her working with a mom. So go read the full story. It's really compelling of why we all end up here in the Black Belt, right? We all kind of have our reasons, whether we grew up here and loved it too much to leave, or whether we ended up here and just it ended up being home.
It's in the same healthcare in Perry County vein, and you put me onto this. The Sowing Seeds of Love has a certified nursing assistant program, and I have a scheduled interview to talk to them about that. So there's another interview and some more information about healthcare in the Black Belt, specifically Perry County, that will be coming up in the very near future right here on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
Awesome. Yeah, we get creative down here to get.
Yeah, I love these interviews too. These are great, good information.
Well, we're going to switch over to the health department for a second. Oh, okay. Today, the Dallas County Health Department honored this young lady right here for being the first African-American nurse at the Dallas County Health Department.
Oh, wow.
Miss Vera Jenkins Booker. And they're naming a community room after her.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is in honor of Black History Month. She's a trailblazer in the healthcare profession. She was the first African-American nurse at the health department. She also, and you know this because you've met a lot of the ladies, worked at Good Samaritan. She turned 90 this year, which is amazing.
Wow.
And so she's got really amazing stories, including caring for Jimmy Lee Jackson when he came in. You've got nurses you've talked to.
Oh, yeah, I love them, too. They're some of the nicest people in the world. I mean, gotta be.
Gotta be. Well, you're super here with Senator Robert Stewart, who is our state senator. His grandmother, Lula Edwards, was also a nurse with
That's right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So she's got a great story to tell. We've got a story up right now. did a ceremony today to recognize that, to name that room after her. I just think that's really
cool.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I've got a quick about, so Mayor Johnny Moss III, Skip, as we call him, he actually gave an update as his first State of the City address. We do this every year with Rotary. You know, I'm president of Rotary. And this will be my last term as president. I'll be immediate past president because we have a new one coming up. And I won't have to do it again. Yay. But I love that he came and spoke to us. We get a State of the City every year. And this is giving us an update about, he talked a lot. That's where I got some of my garbage information, the garbage service. But he also talked about the efforts at Alabama Avenue, which was through a grant that they got through the service before the administration before him, to do revitalization in the area around the post office. It was a lot about getting along with the council, which they seem to be doing. The meetings are still 3.5 hours long, but I don't think they argue as much. I have to ask Brad Fisher. He's the one that covers that for us. Yeah, he also talked about code enforcement and blight and fixing blight. Apparently, code enforcement has a lot of codes that are from the 70s that make challenging. Yeah, so they want to go through and fix ordinances. They did also hire 2 local lawyers. So instead of using Birmingham lawyers, instead of using lawyers that represent the mayor and the council separately, because apparently the city of Selma spent about $500,000 on lawyers, each in Birmingham, not here, each representing them during arguments between the mayor and the council, because they did struggle to get along in the last 4 years, 5-year term. So this will save money, he hopes, by hiring local lawyers. Graham Mosley is one of them that will be helping with ordinances. Tommy Atchison is the other. He's a litigator.
Yeah, I know Tommy.
I know both of them. They're good friends. So
yeah, me too.
Good for them to have local help and hope that he can reduce the costs. He reminded us that the Department of Revenue, the state, is going to be collecting the taxes, $1.2 million that's owed. That's a process that's going on right now. I have a full story at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com to see all the other things that he talked about in his State of the City address. Now, you sat down with UWA's president. Tell us about it.
It was a great interview. I really, really got to like Todd Fritsch, Dr. Todd Fritsch. It was an interview on Zoom, but we really hit it off. He's got so many things in common. But he talks about in this interview that's already up on our website, black.newsnetwork.com, and on our YouTube. He talks about where he came from. And he came up here from Florida to run the University of West Alabama. And he loves it here. He loves the small town atmosphere. He talks about how it reminds him of where he grew up. You'll find that out in the interview. And also you'll find out some of the things he's got planned to move the university forward. He does mention that thankfully it's not a bring it up out of the red into the black. It is a continue an already good situation. So that makes it a little bit different and a little easier in a lot of ways. But he explains all that and talks about it in the interview. It's on black.newsnetwork.com and on our YouTube. It's really an interesting interview. He's a very interesting, very down-to-earth, nice man. He's not one of those that you would say that he doesn't say, I'm a doctor. He's a very humble and down-to-earth, confident, just a nice guy. Go watch the interview.
I've met him a few times as well, and I was at that installation service.
Oh, were you really?
We just showed. Yeah, I was right there.
I thought I saw you in the video. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I was in the audience, but I did get good pictures, and I enjoyed it myself. Getting to know, the campus is in the Black Belt, and what I like that he says too is that he sees themselves as being a rural university. That's
right.
It's for some rural kids, it's less intimidating than the bigger schools. You can put your arms around it, right? And go to a school you can feel better in the Black Belt.
And it's a beautiful city. Livingston is a beautiful little town. I love that area over there.
They have a new trail that
Yeah.
that I did a story about last year. I haven't been to it yet. You know what? I'm putting that on my list. Maybe I'll do it this weekend.
I need to go there too.
Yes, I love Livingston.
I do too.
All right. So we actually had another story this week about election coverage. Just reminding you guys, election coverage is here.
Wow, yeah.
2026, we have a few county elections like coroner, sheriff. I know Perry County's got already 2 very active candidates, and we got a couple of ads already up for some of our candidates, and the county commission for Perry County, Dallas County. I believe Marengo's got them too. Let's just say across the board.
Yeah.
State, like mentioning Robert Stewart, his District 23 is up again. And what's interesting about the one you'll see at the election hub is that the Dallas County one has no Republicans running. Everybody is all Democrat ticket. So most of the offices are going to be determined in the primary or the runoff, which is May and June. So go check out our story on that, see who all qualified. There was a little check on the qualifying and who all qualified. That reduced it to a fewer than originally announced. So that story is what's up now, is the actual ones that qualified after that. So check it out. I put it up yesterday. All right. I'm just going to show a fun story. We love events. I'm going to mention our reader survey next, because one of the things that you guys voted on the most, 76% most popular, is knowing what's happening in the area. Cool. And one of the things is this really fun Mardi Gras event. And Miss Helene, look at her. She has so much personality.
She does. Gives the best hugs in the world.
Beads.
I love you, Helene.
I know, I do too. And so that's just love these little videos. You guys can send it to us too, please. Email it to us and we'll run them. And it gives us just a sense of feeling like we're all a part of this together, our community together. So yeah, it was a I think they called it Second Line, and it was a Mardi Gras themed party on Saturday. And so we have a story up about that if you want to read more about that. And then going into our reader survey, I have mentioned this reader survey before, but it is actually live. I want you to go take our reader survey, please. I want to know how you guys feel about our coverage. Let me take this down. Take this survey. We've already got 100 respondents, and we just put it out this week.
Oh, that's good.
It's fast. Yeah, actually, it's probably more than 100 because I hadn't looked at it since last night. Another one went out yesterday, but it takes 5 minutes. Oh, and I have a screen share. Let me show you what it looks like. Hang on. Let me see. Do I have to undo this one first? Let me see. Yes, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
See, it just says it takes 5 minutes, and this helps us know for our coverage and how we can grow. And I already have ideas. Yeah, I already have ideas out of what you guys are telling me. There's a place where you can fill out like stories that you want to, or topics you want to hear most about. I hate to say it, crime is all up in there. Shootings, teens, and giving them something to do. I'm just going to go back to this. This is the QR code to go to the survey. Of course, it costs nothing. Please just take the survey. It takes 5 minutes. And I'm getting such great feedback. Y'all are just like blowing me away. And this will help us with deciding how we want to cover things in the future.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for participating. We got a grant, actually. This is through a grant with the Listening Post Collective. And they have a playbook that helped us decide what questions to ask. We really asked a lot for the geography, and please tell me if you're male or female and all of the demographic stuff. I know that stuff is annoying, but it helps me know who I'm writing to. Who are we reading? Who's reading? So it's easy stuff. So love it. And excited about being able to do that. Black Belt Roundup.
I got a couple of things real quick. Just actually, it's foreshadowing. It's give you a warning. in honor of Black History Month, I've got 2 good interviews that I'm in the process of putting together. One of them is about a historic site called the E.B. Brown Community Center. Was a school, and there's a whole bunch of interesting video and information that video is going to have. It'll be coming out in the next couple of days. And I got to sit down with Terry Chestnut, and Terry has got some interesting stories, and that interview's coming up. Say a prayer for Joanne Bland. Joanne has been sick. I've been trying to get an interview with her lately because she's one of the greatest foot soldiers, one of the sweetest human beings ever.
Yes.
And of course, she's starting the foot soldiers part. 3 weeks ago, I called to get an interview, and she said she was sick. So about a week or so later, I called, and we were going to do it, but it was MLK Day. And I said, well, let's find another day. So I called her again, and now she's in the hospital.
Oh.
So we are praying hard that Joanne gets well. Joanne, we love you, and we're saying our prayers that you get better quickly. So please get better. I do want to sit down with her and get her stories, wonderful stories that she has to tell. So everybody pray for her. And one other thing, today is the 2nd anniversary of us losing Big Daddy. So Big Daddy, we're praying for his family and thinking about him today too.
Yes, and we have Black Belt Outdoors, our Facebook page, kind of in his honor, and we have plans of expanding into covering the outdoors and taking
Even better,
over.
yeah.
Yep, carrying the torch for him in the outdoors and the ecotourism, and he inspired us to do that.
Right.
All right, and don't forget, we have a story up about the flag football.
Yeah, speaking of tourism,
yeah.
The flag football is NFL sanctioned flag football. That's Harris Williams. He's started the league here in Dallas County, and he is looking. The registration's open. All the information is at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. There's the kids play. He's even got some kids who are on the autism spectrum that have benefited greatly from flag football because there's no injury, reduced injury, and they get to interact with people in ways that they normally would not be able to do. But go to our website, blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, and sign your kids up. Go play flag football. There could be regional and even possibly national and bigger tournaments in Dallas County if enough people participate. And that goes back to the tourism thing we were talking about. That brings people to Dallas County, to Selma, that bring their tourist dollars and help our economy here. So if we can support that, we need to.
I love it. Yeah, this is their 2nd season. It's good to see them so successful.
Yeah, their season starts in April and goes to June. Yeah, it's all in the story.
And how to and we had in our survey folks asking, for what is there to do for kids, to keep them
here's
busy.
something.
And that is one of the options.
There it is.
All right. Okay, we will be coming out with the finalists for Best of the Black Belt on Monday. It's coming out on Monday. I had a neighbor say, I hope my favorite Mexican restaurant made it. He did. And I was like, well, which one is it? Just to make sure. And he's like, I don't know the name of it, but I love it so much. So it really matters to us.
I love it.
It comes out on Monday, I promise.
That's good.
All right. Send your news at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We can't be everywhere. I always say to donate as well. Make a donation. I've got the right here. Here is yep. This is the QR code to make a donation. It is tax deductible if you do it through this one. If you do it at our website and everything, donations help make a difference that we can afford to keep doing this. We are having a good time doing it, but it's not free.
Right. Yeah. We got to eat. Yeah.
Yep. We'll see you guys next Friday. And
yes, we will.
And you guys just keep reading, keep following us, and we will see you then.
And keep sending us your suggestions. Have a good week.